Lucky me.
You get three?
You all beg.
I get to spread out now. All this through.
Apartment thing in 2 years from now.
No, let's not talk about that. So we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. Yes. First and second.
Yeah.
You want me to make it official?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry, I asked him, I said, did we vote?
She was laughing too hard.
So, you have a first and a second, and Carrie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Abel? Mr. Collins?
No.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Mr. Wessels?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Lose again.
So top.
Now, do we have to go roll? Do we have to go roll after that, or no?
Yeah,
We
we do.
should take roll, yes. Carrie, would you take the roll, please?
Mr. Abel? Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mr. Wall?
Here.
Mr. Weber?
Here.
Mr. Wessels?
Here.
Ms. Witt?
Here.
Okay, so as you heard, my name's Jason Collins. I've been elected to run the meeting. Found out about 6 minutes ago, so I will need a lot of help tonight with the rights and wrongs and doings and all the proper etiquette. All right, we've done that.
Citizens' comments.
Citizens' comments. If anybody would like to speak, can you please approach the microphone?
On the agenda. It's not on the agenda, right?
I'm sorry,
Oh,
if
sorry,
you're
yes.
not on the agenda, yes. Yes, if you are, there's several of you here, I think you wanted, would you like to go? I know, you're from Kennedy, correct?
No.
No, you're not.
No, I live on Kennedy, Meredith, Kansas.
Yes, but you're here to talk about the Fort Wright Civic Club, correct?
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, would you like to go first?
Well, I don't have anything to say, because I don't know anything.
Sure.
But I just wondered who's going to decide what's going to happen, and you all probably don't know yet, but if there's anything I can do to help, I mean, since I do live pretty much right across the street, do you know if there's anything I can do to facilitate things over there, you know, obviously, and then construction guy, anything, you just, you know, watch it, pick up trash or whatever.
Sure.
This is
I
the,
just like to be,
Think-
keep me informed on what's going on, decisions and all this. And I'm hoping it stays for public use
Sure.
in the form of, you know, green space or,
And I'm sorry, what is your address on Kennedy?
Huh?
What is your address on Kennedy, so she can just add it to the minutes? Your
What's
address?
Street number? What's your house number?
What's your house? 120 Kennedy, okay. We just included in the minutes, that's all. Would you like me to read? So, so the city council and Mayor Hatter have comprised a group called the Working Group on Recreational Properties, and they are reviewing all of the recreational properties that we have in the city. So we have several properties, Battery Hooper, the South Hill Civic Club, now the Fort Wright Civic Club, we have the Nature Center. So they're looking at all of those properties as a group and individually to determine how they want those properties to be potentially either preserved or developed. And I use the term developed very loosely, could be recreational space, could be residential property, you know, what their plan is for that long term. So they're working through that currently. The group has met several times. There's not been any type of decision. That group, once they come to some recommendation, will make a recommendation back to City Council. It'll be disclosed at a public meeting. There'll be plenty of opportunity to hear about it, come and present your thoughts, your opinions on what you like, what you don't like about it, but they'll be doing that at some point in the future potentially. Right now, there is no plans to do anything with it at all, other than we had to tear the building down because there were some mold and some issues that were impacting it negatively and was a liability to us. So I'll leave it at that if anybody has anything else they want to add.
Yeah, I guess there's rumors floating around that we're gonna sell it to a developer and all this. That's never, ever been discussed. And I would say that the appetite probably is, very informally, that it will remain some sort of public use, plenty of green space, I would guess. So,
Fort Wright makes pretty good decisions overall, but sometimes it helps the number of people much better than being kind of affected by it.
yeah, yeah. Your opinion will matter. You're welcome.
Anybody else want anything? Sir, did you have any comments you'd like to make on the issue? No. Okay, okay. Well, good. Well, thank you for coming this evening. Do you want me to just want to go on?
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Andy Hogan. I'm an attorney for Restaurant Management, which is the owner of the Arby's restaurant located at 3393 Madison Pike. I'm here with Grant Troja, who's the president of the company. He's going to say a few words as well. But my main purpose is to object to the ordinance, which will be read later this evening for the first time, concerning declaring a portion of their driveway as being a public right-of-way. I guess our objections to this are twofold. One, legally, there's no basis for doing so. The city intends to proceed under KRS 82-400, paragraph 3, which requires that the driveway in question be opened to the unrestricted use of the general public for 5 consecutive years before it can be accepted by the city as a public right-of-way. However, this driveway has never been open to the general public, but only the customers and employees of the Arby's restaurant. This is established by the fact that the Arby's restaurant, ever since it was opened in the early 1990s, the driveway has never extended beyond that property, so there is nowhere for the general public to go. It was never a public right-of-way, it was always a private drive. And so as a result, without that mandatory precondition, there's no way for City Council to accept the driveway as a public right-of-way. And secondly, I think there may be some misunderstanding about what's going on, but I don't know that the ordinance is necessary. The primary purpose, as was disclosed to me by the city attorney, is safety as well as necessary and reasonable EMS access to the property next door. I know there's some concern that we've tried to work with the Sonic owner and have not had any success, and since we were concerned about the safety of our customers and our employees, we put up a gate blocking off the entrance from his property onto our property. He has no easement, no right to do it, and we put the gate up, but the gate has never been locked. It still isn't locked. Anybody can open it up, including EMS. The fire chief has been over there, and he's confirmed that it's not locked, and they have access to the property. So our intention is not to put a lock on the gate unless we don't have any choice, because the Sonic people start opening it and making, allowing the access to their traffic. And if we do have to put a lock on it, we'll use a Knox box or something else that would be acceptable to the fire chief so that EMS and other first responders can have access. But, for those reasons, we object to that private driveway being declared a public right-of-way. So that's kind of the legal aspects of it. I'll let Grant address a couple of other things.
Good evening. My name is Grant Troja. I'm president of Restaurant Management. We have pretty much most of the Arby's restaurants in the greater Cincinnati market. We've had that restaurant operating since 1993. We have no problem with some idea that we're trying to keep away a competitor. We have no problem with Sonic coming into this marketplace. Sonic is the ownership, the Arby's brand and the Sonic brand are owned by the same company called Inspire Brands out of Atlanta. So is Buffalo Wild Wings, Dunkin' Donuts, all those different ones are all kind of underneath the same umbrella. So we've always kind of, we looked upon it as, hey, that's great, come on into the area. But until they started to open up this area, we were just basically very concerned about the traffic flow problems and accidents and someone getting hurt. We have probably 260 to 370 cars a day coming out of our restaurant, not knowing even what's coming out of their restaurant. And they're all going to be crossing at the same, in front of people. You have to remember that, because we see this all the time with our customers. These people who are coming in are usually, they're in a hurry, they're hungry, and usually one hand is on a drink or into the bag looking for something that they wanted to eat, and they're not looking right in front of them to see the cars right there. That's why we were very alarmed to say this is going to be now cars flying back and forth. It was never set up like that. That's why we got nervous about it. We decided to set up the gate until we kind of realized to say, this just wasn't designed this way. It's supposed to be if somebody came behind us and flowed in with our traffic, then we'd feel a bit better about it. But trying to cross right in front of our people, I said, that's where we got nervous. We have almost 70 restaurants operating as Arby's. And we're very careful about this because we constantly get problems about someone having a problem on our lot, whatever the reason is, and we are always pulled into some kind of a complaint, lawsuit, whatever it is. And we just said, we've never seen one like this. It's going to cross right in front of us. So that's why we're pretty much decided to try to move forward with this. Again, we have no problem with them. We'll welcome them. The owner of the place is a nice fellow, but it wasn't what was designed or shown to us originally, and it got changed somewhere until we saw that the two parking lots were put together. We were pretty surprised by that. So we never really were involved with the whole process when it was first designed. So, thank you.
Can I ask you a few questions while you're there? How many other restaurants do you own? I mean,
Besides this one, we have,
Arby's, did you say?
yes, we have 68 Arby's, of which this is one of our
So in those
stores.
68 restaurants, those 68 other Arby's, you don't have the same type? The other 68 restaurants that you have, you don't have an interconnection between the other restaurants?
We have interconnections with them, yes, but it's in a different type of traffic flow pattern, yes.
All right, I mean, can you give us a list of the restaurants so we can just go take a look at some of those? Is that all right with you? We don't want to treat you any different than what we would treat anybody else in the city, obviously, but, you know, that interconnection is pretty important. Right now, with everything cut off, fire and life squad is one issue. The other issue now is if somebody from Arby's pulls out into Arby's instead of going through an interconnection, is now forced to go out onto 3L and turn back in. The same way with Sonic, has to go out into 3L and come back in. That's a huge traffic concern of ours. There's more of a risk there than anything me personally. I just want to throw that out. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your restaurant locations, we'd like to go take a look, if that's okay with you.
We'll certainly
Okay.
do that. I think originally when the lot was designed for us back in 1993, there was an easement that came out the back of our property, which flowed the traffic right into our drive-through traffic. As opposed to that format didn't work very well for Sonic, so they decided to do something different, which was put people right across the front. And we don't have it where the people are crossing right in front from different spots like that.
Well, the other thing you had mentioned, or maybe your attorney mentioned, putting a lock on it at some point, and maybe even a knock box on there. I mean, I can't imagine one of our fire department or EMS personnel would have to get out and unlock a lock if you guys put a lock on that gate to get through there. I can't imagine you guys would want to do that. I mean, that delay could cost somebody their life.
Well, we certainly don't want to do it.
Right.
There's just a simple.
Right now, there's nothing.
There's no lock.
No, I understand, but you had made reference that you were going to do it at some point.
When we had met with the chief
All right.
several months ago, he noted that as a possibility. And again, it's not our choice. Of course, none of this was our choice.
You're right. That's all I got for right now, but thank you.
Anybody else?
No.
Let me, maybe one more thing while you're out there, because, you know, we've been dealing with this with the planning commission, we've been dealing with it with Sonic, and, you know, and going back and forth now for months. How can you help us solve the problem? Let me ask you that. There has to be a connection to go through there, as you know. And how can you help us to solve that? Do you have anything you can offer us that can help us so that we don't want to adopt this ordinance, but we're looking for you guys to participate, to be a good corporate citizen, to work with all the other businesses, just like everybody else does. Inter-traffic flow going through is happening everywhere in the United States. This is the first time, I'll be honest with you, I'm in the development business, first time I've ever heard of anyone objecting to an interconnection within their restaurant.
And access, my issue is access to that light, safe entrance onto Madison.
And, you know, we have tried, we have made several different proposals
To-
Mr. House and the owner of the Sonic property.
Okay,
He doesn't respond.
can you,
I mean,
can you present them to us so we can kind of maybe nurture them along? What,
I actually presented it originally to PDSKC because I sent it to them because they're the ones who approved this plan with the curb cut up front that wasn't permitted. And we said, well, look, and I sent out this letter to everybody, and I said, we're not trying to be difficult neighbors here. We're not even gonna, you don't have a right to have a curb cut up at the front there. Fine, it's there, we're not gonna make you change it. But we'd like you to do three things. Put up a stop sign,
okay,
make it one directional onto our property. Because again, our biggest concern, here's our restaurant. Drive-through comes this way. The building's right here. They pull out past the building, they're in the flow of traffic.
I go through your drive-through all the time, so I know exactly what you're talking
So
about.
that's the concern that they're trying to deal with. And so again, our suggestion was put up a stop sign, make it one way, and make it one lane. We suggest, I mean, that would cost them almost nothing. That was our original proposal.
So is that still on the table?
Well, I mean, I suppose it might be, but you know, it would have been nice if he would have gotten off his butt.
Well,
and responded to us.
I
And
know
now we spend more money.
And I'm not here, trust me, I'm not here to defend Sonic. I know that there's been a big communication problem with them. So we have to find a solution. That's our job, is to find a solution to this. And when we have two people that are not agreeing, okay, and either being, in my opinion, difficult, okay, with each other, or one at each other, and just being, in my opinion, stubborn, we have to try and find a solution. And we're going to find a solution. I don't know how hard it's going to be. We don't want to be in any kind of real confrontation with you guys. Like I said, I go through there all the time. When I'm going through there, I'm looking at it myself if a car comes out of Sonic, I mean, if there's a stop sign, I agree with you. Put a stop sign so people stop before they hit your thing. I think that's a good idea, personally. But I don't understand the one-way traffic thing. I'm not understanding what that's about because,
The thing was basically, there's two curb cuts, one for us and one for him.
correct.
And they're gonna run, they're basically, it's approved to run their cars through our, right in front of us and cut it into his.
So we can get access to the traffic light.
Right, so we're trying to, this is coming
It's
into
the
our.
opposite direction. That's our biggest concern.
Yeah.
Again, traffic coming from his property on the hours, we're not worried about because here's the building, this is where they're gonna be coming from.
Right.
Our customers coming out of the drive-through can see that and they can see the customers. Pulling forward is not gonna be a concern with drivers coming in this direction. It's people turning in and going this way or coming over from the speedway. And
But-
cutting the front, right in front of the building that can't be seen by our customers coming out of the drive-through.
But
Again,
honestly, when I'm pulling out of there, people do cut in front that are just going up in there to park. I know there's different people that go in and park over there in front of, before Sonic took, I guess, a good chunk of your parking lot back. You know, cars parked there all the time. If you came out of the drive-through, they'd come right in front of you all the time. I don't know why that would change.
We could
well,
certainly,
because they're coming back, okay?
No, you're pulling out, they're coming from the left, from the gas station.
we could certainly give you those three alternatives, which we submitted to them months and months ago.
So you're wanting a stop sign at the corner of your building.
No,
On his property.
yeah, on his, so where he
Yeah.
has.
They stopped.
Sure, I mean, that's fine.
It's a new two-way curb cut. We'd like to get rid of the lane going into his property, make it one lane out.
Sure.
With a stop sign right there, and get rid of the,
So why not a stop sign on both sides? I mean,
problem.
I mean, one in front of you, one in front of them, and let's make it all safe as we can make it.
Well, could we not put a stop sign at the end of your drive-through that before people are stopping and looking both ways, before they make the left turn or the right turn?
Well, yeah, I mean, and I'm sure most people will, but a lot of people are just, I mean, they get this, you said, they get
There's really not a place to.
But if they're not going to stop at a stop sign coming out of your drive-through, they're probably not going to stop at a stop sign that's crossing anywhere. I mean, people who use stop signs use them. If you don't use a stop sign, you're going to run it regardless of where it's at, right?
Is there really one there?
Not really. It's very tight right there to put one for our people coming out of the drive-through. It's best if they, when they're coming from the Sonic lot onto our lot, if you could put one on his property there so that they stop and look to make sure that nobody's coming through. You've got two lanes coming through. One is the drive-through lane, one is the parking lane coming right out there, so that they can stop and take a look and see. And then it's also the people who are coming in, if they came into our our curb cut there, if they just wanted to shoot right across to Sonic, that's, say, I wish they could just use the Sonic entrance versus that one. It just makes it way too congested. Again, every day you're going to have probably 500 cars between the two locations, and it's just sooner or later something's going to happen. It always
Is
does.
that one direction all the way down to in front of Speedway as well? Is that what when you say one direction, is the entirety of the access road all the way down?
Yeah, because
And is Speedway good with that?
I don't, because I don't think the Speedway people, they've got two curb cuts onto, plus the traffic light. I don't think their customers, unless they're going to the Arby's, or maybe now to the Sonic, which would be the problem, I don't think they're coming in that direction. I mean,
See, that's what we're trying to prevent, what you said right there. They're coming out of Speedway, they're coming in the traffic light, they come in front of Speedway. They either pull into Arby's or they want to go to Sonic. So right now, they're coming in there, and they have to go out of your exit into that 4 or 5 lane highway, turn around, and then go into Sonic. That's one of the big things we're trying to prevent. We don't need all them cars charting out. We're
then
just,
I guess my question then is, why was it approved the way it was approved? He has a right to have a curb cut, a connection to our property in the back.
Yeah.
And he had that right all along.
right.
But nobody seemed to care about that. They simply said, oh, we're just going to put the curb cut wherever the heck we want, we don't really care.
Is that the easement, rear access?
And the easement runs all the way up to the full length, up to that length of the property, correct?
Correct.
So really, he can access that easement from any point, or no? I think your language, that's right, your language did say from the rear. I remember that, right.
So you're concerned about, let's just, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second, 'cause that's what Dave Hatter does. Let's say we put it in the back. What about your patrons, all of a sudden? Now you've got Sonic folks, if that's where they're going, coming through your parking lot, cutting through. I'm an insurance agent by day. I look at this as that is a much bigger issue as an insurance person, with people crossing, people at a park, people crossing there, cutting off your people getting in your way. Is that not?
I don't think so, because, again, the traffic flow has always been clockwise.
Sure.
Down.
No, I understand, but,
And so if they're coming in to our property back here, in the back.
well, there is no, they have, the way it's set up, and I'm looking at the map, the way they have to turn into your parking lot and then go around your building. If the access and egress is on the backside, they're going to have to pass you on the backside.
Right.
You guys are all right with that, but not on the front?
Correct, because that stays with the existing flow of traffic. It doesn't go against the existing flow of traffic.
But you're also adding, if you guys are doing 500 cars or 300 to 500, let's just say they do 200. So you're adding 200 additional cars through your, through,
It's 500 between the two of them.
okay, so still 200 cars additional coming through your parking lot.
Well, I don't believe that every customer is
It's probably more like.
No, but, I mean,
It's probably more like 20 coming, what you're mentioning is those cars that are coming from the gas station, coming across. Those few people, they could come around the back and flow with the normal traffic flow pattern, and then enter into the back of the side next to the bus station on the, for Sonic. as opposed to everybody crossing in the front.
Jeff's put an image up here too, if you wanted to take a look at that.
Yeah, and you know, maybe the chief can comment on the number of accidents we've had out there, but, you know, there's been quite a few accidents from your place coming out on the Highland. And now we're asking that traffic to increase and make the turn into Sonic and Sonic coming back. We're trying to keep that traffic out of that 5-lane highway. And that's why we're trying to do that interconnection, to keep that interflow traffic inside where it should be. You know, and that's why we're looking for you guys to help us find a solution. And if there's something that you guys can do, you know, like you're saying with the stop signs, some things that you can accept, some things like that, put it down to us. Let's, okay? We're looking for your help, really. I mean, we've got a problem. We have to solve it. We can't leave those cones and fences and barricades up. If we had that going up between every restaurant in the city, can you imagine what this city looked like? It'd be terrible. And I don't think you really want that either. I wouldn't think in any of your other locations either. It just don't look right, you know?
The problem is that their lot is being designed by itself. And so you change the dynamic by having a curb cut that didn't previously exist.
Well, and, you know, and I don't want to sit here and argue some of the stuff and all that kind of stuff, and that's something we would certainly take into consideration. But, you know, I think we have a disagreement about whether or not that traffic was going in there. If we can just leave it professionally at that, from my standpoint. So you know, maybe before you guys leave, I still think we should have the first reading tonight, or maybe as a courtesy to you, maybe we pause the first reading. We don't do it. That's why we wanted Brooke to reach out to you guys, so at least you knew what we were considering. And I don't have a problem personally, I don't know how everybody else feels, is tabling this first reading. See if you guys can come to us with something that you can live with, something that works.
We certainly tried to do that. We didn't get any feedback from the other party, and we'll try to force them to basically sit down and try to come up with a solution.
Right.
The stop sign is a certain.
And they have retained an attorney now too, so sometimes easier for attorneys to talk to attorneys.
He's never reached out to me. Again, it's part of the problem that we presented options and plans and ideas to this gentleman, and we've gotten nothing. And frankly, to be honest with you, I didn't know the city was going to be involved. I have not heard anything on this. The last correspondence I had on this transaction was back in late March, early April. This came out of the blue, didn't know the city was going to be involved. Or we would have been happy to share our stuff and look past most of our suggestions and our letters. So,
In my opinion, Sonic's got problems too, because it's not open. Okay, their development plan, in my opinion, they're not compliant with their development plan as it is. So there's a lot of stuff going on that's on this table. We just gotta find a solution. That's what we're trying to do, is just find a solution, you know? Please, that's all we're asking to do. So,
Andy, I can make sure I get you a Darvel. I can at least make the connection. I don't know where it'll go, but I'll make the connection.
okay.
gentlemen, thank you.
See Sonic's attorney?
Thank you for
Thanks,
bringing
guys.
that.
And that's good. His client let him do anything.
You guys want us to stick around? Do you have more questions or?
No, we're going to table the,
It's on our agenda. I mean,
It's
I
on
think-
our agenda. I mean, you can make the decision now if you want to have a first reading. You can decide when you get to that issue. You can stay.
Going
It's
off the
entirely up
agenda,
to
I
you.
mean, I'll make the motion that we table it just out of respect for these guys and see if we can come back for another solution. So I'll make a
Discussion.
motion that we table
Table
first
for
reading.
one meeting?
Well, we'll just table it indefinitely until
Yeah.
we can bring it up at any time, so.
Yeah, I'll just, we'll continue to work through something sooner than later, gentlemen, and then we'll put it back on the agenda if we can't get to some solution within a reasonable amount of time. Okay? All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
so you made a motion?
I made a motion that we table the first reading.
Should we wait until we get to that on,
Well-
so we
Yeah,
don't,
we go ahead and do it.
so we don't amend the agenda?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so just go ahead and do it.
Any discussion, I guess?
Huge, you said it.
That's the motion for the declaration.
That's a motion to table the,
That's for the declaration of public right of way.
Yes,
on Madison Pike.
right.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Wessels?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes,
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
All right, good. Doing all right. All right, so we are on to our minutes, and I was told that they are not completed yet, so we don't have to vote on the minutes, is that right?
That is correct. Carrie was out of the office at training for city clerk school, and we've just had an abundance of projects. So we'll have those for you at the next meeting, and they'll be ready by then.
And under unfinished business, Farrell Drive, temp road repair?
Yes, so at our last meeting, we talked about Farrell Drive and the condition of it, and initially, we had recommended that we do a full repair in on that roadway, and because of the additional construction traffic going on, you had indicated you'd like to consider a temporary fix on that location. I've provided a couple of images of the roadway so you can see it. We reached out to the two companies that provided us a proposal previously, and your direction to me was to proceed if one of the companies came in under $6,000, and we only have a response from one company. Jeff, that has not changed, correct? Correct. Okay. So we only had one response from Queen City Blacktop, and they said they could do a temporary repair for $82.32. So that was over the amount that you had allocated me to make that decision. So it's back on your agenda this evening. Jeff, do you have anything you want to add about the condition of the roadway?
How you feel about that price?
It's more than I thought it was going to be, but it's pretty basic overlay. He's milling butt joints on either end. He's not running up the center line, and I told him that I wasn't necessarily concerned about butt joints since we are going to be doing a full depth repair. He said it's not going to change the cost any. He said he was just going to mill on either end with his skid steer. So he wasn't bringing his milling crew out for that, so it really wouldn't change the price.
Can you refresh my memory? How long until we feel like we're at a point where the road can be repaired permanently?
I'm not sure where that project is at in Covington, what their timeline is on that.
Okay.
So I couldn't answer that, honestly.
I just want to make sure people realize that we're only talking about the very front section of Farrell Drive. The rest of Farrell Drive is in Covington. So that main entrance, yes.
How much does Fort Wright have? Is it like the first 100 feet? The first couple?
It's not
Yeah.
all of it. Do you know
It's
how
about 100, 125 feet or so. It's that first driveway on the right is where the line stops.
There's a house there.
That's off to Covington?
Covington, yes, ma'am.
And then Fort Wright doesn't have, or do they have any property past that?
we do?
It's
all
all
Covington.
back there.
So Fort Wright Elementary is coming through?
Yes.
The apartment complexes that are going to be developed on the left will be in Fort Wright, but they will access that through a different
On Highland.
corridor. They will not come down Farrell. There will be an access for the fire department, correct, to be able to get back there, but we don't go on a regular basis, hopefully, so.
They're going to access that.
From Highland
From
Where the main entrance is to that
condo
apartment
complex.
complex.
Clover Nook and all that?
No, it's the one on down.
Right down from Bluegrass.
It's Wright's Point off of Highland.
Okay.
So St. Charles, none of that is Fort Wright.
And Fort Wright Elementary is not.
Jeff, dumb question. If we make the patch, okay, will that affect the cost of coming back later on and, other than time, to do the final patch? No.
I don't believe so, Jay, because they're just doing a tapered overlay on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just just a scratch coat.
Okay, gotcha.
Can you throw up one of those images
Yes, ma'am.
of the road?
Jill, I don't have it in my, oh, wait, maybe it's right here. Oh, yeah, there, oh, it's sideways.
In the picture we've got, I think you can see the welcome to Covington sign.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sideways on here. Let
Yeah,
me,
they're not in there.
I've got it in my email. Give me
Yeah.
2 seconds.
I'm sorry, I wasn't plugged in, Jeff, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I wasn't plugged in to share. I can
Pull it up here in just a second.
get up there. Or maybe I
There's
can.
one house on Farrell that's for Wright, and we have to maintain the road to his driveway. There we go.
You can see where we've got a base failure in there. So the base underneath that area is soft. And the construction traffic that's been going back there has squished it down, for lack of a better term. So they would do a tapered overlay on this. They would mill a butt joint on this end and on this end to make a smooth transition. But ultimately, this will need to be torn out and all the way down to the subgrade and redone for the final repair.
Have we verified if all the heavy concrete trucks are done going back in there?
I
No,
thought
sir.
all the streets were in. All
Pardon?
the streets are in
I'm
that are
not
going
sure.
in?
I
Okay.
haven't- I have not been told anything on that
I
project.
think they're in, but I don't know that the final overlays up there.
I mean, I drove down in there and it seemed like, I mean, the parking lots were all done, that was a few months ago. when I-
And the only real reason we're concerned about doing this in a timely manner is because of school starting back there, and we wanted buses to have a safer road.
Correct, yeah. And I'm not sure how quickly, did they give you a start time?
He did not, he was waiting to hear.
It'd probably be August 14th to 15th.
I know,
when school starts.
school starts back, I think.
Well,
the
we did
13th.
tell them if it does happen during school, they wouldn't be able to start until 9 a.m. We don't want them interfering
Yeah, I
with
don't want 'em.
traffic going in and out of there and having a lane closed. That would be a problem.
So are we looking for a motion to authorize the mayor to
It's 2,000 more than what we had approved.
Yes, you would need
sign this
to.
contract of 8232? Is that correct, Jill? Is that what-
Yes, please.
I mean, I'll go ahead and make that motion. We authorize the mayor to sign this contract, Queen City Blacktop for 8,232 for Farrell Drive.
Give a second.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
No second?
Jay
We got a
second.
second.
Vote.
Mr. Wessel?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Okay, that's everything under unfinished business. New business. We-
Yes. So, I apologize, a representative from Walmart had indicated they were going to be here this evening. They are requesting some special consideration because they want to store a number of pods on their property to facilitate the temporary influx of their holiday stock. So this is kind of a constant battle with them about outside storage. We go back and forth. We constantly send them violation notices. They're trying to go through a process in which that approval can be gained instead of us kind of battling back and forth over these matters, and they're asking for some special consideration. You do not necessarily have an ordinance that provides for that special consideration, and if you remember, as part of the Walmart litigation and the Walmart settlement process that certainly is before my time, there was an issue about no outside storage being permitted. So they're asking for a 30-day special consideration from November 1st to November 30th to put pods on the property. They would be 20 feet by 8 feet by 8 feet tall, and there would be 10 of them potentially.
Basically shipping containers, I believe is what they're,
Shipping containers, yeah. Yeah, they've used the term pods, but they're really shipping.
Those smaller ones.
So, this is my concern. Walmart is a large provider of a significant amount of tax base for us. Property is not adjacent to any number of residents down there that would necessarily be impacted because their streets abut up to it. But we've not had this type of issue before. We have a ordinance that says pods are restricted by permit. It's really for residential use. There's nothing for commercial use. I don't know if you want to do some sort of temporary executive order or resolution which provides for it. I don't know that you can even necessarily do that, but you are the body that responds to that, and I'm not sure what process there would be to oppose that other than through something with PDS and code enforcement.
Is this just for this year only?
Well, if you do it this year, they're going to want it every year, I'm sure.
But we
Okay.
could make that decision.
Yes, I think
Okay,
so.
that's
too.
first. Second thing is there a spot on the property that they want to put them?
They have not indicated, and that was what I was hoping the gentleman this evening would be able to, identify for us. Is there this area behind or on the side of the building that is less visible, less of a problem than maybe outside in the parking lot? They've not indicated where those locations would be. I'm sure they would be amenable to what you would allow them to do, if you're willing to give some consideration. Now, remember, Walmart has submitted to us that proposal to make the mobile shopping area on the side of their building closest to Planet Fitness. That got approved, and immediately, once it got approved, the powers that be from Walmart came back and said, it's not big enough, we need to do something different with it. So I would anticipate, if that gets approved, and they're going through the process, I think their meeting is the 1st of September, they're going to want to start on that area and on that side. So I would anticipate on that side of their property, there's nothing that will take place other than their building modifications if they're approved. So that puts it on the other side, where the garden center is, I guess. There's certainly a location there. I would think they would want it closer to the garden center, but I know nothing about their plans, and they did not articulate that.
There's some sitting there in that.
I think we wait until they come and answer questions.
Yes, and again, I apologize. They very clearly indicated they would be here this evening.
This aerial is from 2023, so, they've had them lined out on the floor too.
And I'm happy to tell them, their representative wasn't here, we couldn't answer all the questions, and encourage them to come back for the next meeting, and I'll reschedule them.
So what they currently do bring in like 10 or 12 of those every year. They put them in the garden center and straddle them over, and it's just a lot of work to fit them into that gated area.
Inside the gated area, correct. That's where I've seen them.
They're usually filled with bicycles and things like that while they're assembling them.
My biggest problem is if we permit this, every business is gonna have the same opportunity, okay? And, we don't wanna turn Fort Wright into a city with a bunch of storage trailers all over the place. That's not the look, I think, the business that we wanna do.
When Walmart moved here, there were a lot of people here, there's a lot of consternation amongst the citizenry. We don't want this. We don't want the ugliness of Walmart. So we put all these demands on Walmart saying, all right, you gotta keep all your stuff inside the building, you gotta do this, certain paint scheme, which they got away from that.
But they have promised me that they will fix whatever has occurred there with the painting system.
So I don't see where we should let them, and it kind of bugs me that there's shipping containers that are sitting right there now. How long have they?
That's from
That's an old
23.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
Well,
I can tell you,
pay attention to it.
in my opinion, they're asking for permission. My guess is they're going to do it anyway, because they do it every year, and this becomes just a constant battle of code enforcement with them. And
So it would be a repeat offender if they bring them back this year, correct?
I think that the violation process, once resolved, starts over again.
But, Walmart has been,
That's a big loophole, yeah.
Walmart has been very cooperative with stuff, the police car, all that kind of stuff. So, it's not that they're bad.
No, they're a good corporate citizen.
What if we had them fence it and skirt it where, at least it was locked? And, find out first of all where they're going to put it.
Yeah, is there room on the other side, Jeff?
There is,
That's all gonna be tore up.
I'm not sure when they plan on starting construction.
What, I'm sorry?
I'm not sure when they plan on starting construction for
Yeah,
their.
they don't have any approval for any plans
Yeah, 'cause
anyway.
it's
They
going
do
on
not,
that
but
side.
that will go pretty quickly. So if they get approval in September, the 21 days starts kicking in, so unless it's contested.
It's
So
generally
they
winter.
could theoretically be approved for that project before the end of September.
I just have questions for them, and they're not here, so.
I just don't think folks business that's around there.
But Bernie, we've got them, on the other side, there's people that habitually just leave them in their driveways, and, I mean,
That needs to be fixed.
I agree 100%. I mean,
I agree.
but at least, I look at this as, at least Walmart's trying to do something, coming to us and saying, hey, we need the help, we need, if we put some sort of restrictions on them, or,
I'd rather see, if they have this problem every year, why don't they put a nice addition on there so they get warehouses, storage for their stuff?
Yeah.
Put a nice addition onto it, they don't have to worry about files.
And they lose parking.
I mean, they gotta see it parking, it's not like they're, I think they got too much parking anyway. You ever seen that lot full?
I have around Christmas, I have.
that whole side's all pickup now.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
It is right now already.
Oh, it is?
It's all numbered, it's all, they've got like 50 or 60 pickup spots.
A big portion of that's gonna be under roof, right?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, Jeff, can you pull that back? I can't tell where we're at on.
That's on the Texas
There's
Roadhouse
gonna be a
side.
kick-
Okay, sorry, thank you. Yes, so there is a portion of the area there that will be enclosed because they're building X amount of additional square footage, and I don't have the number in front of me, but of an indoor facility that will help store and facilitate the packing and pushing out of mobile orders from their facility.
I want to say it was around 5,000, wasn't it?
I thought it was 5 or 6, but I don't recall, and I don't want to misspeak. It's probably in the packet. Let me look to see.
Can we just table this until they come?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell them if that's what you want to do. I'm sorry, so the new portion of the building, whatever it was that they got approval for, they're asking to increase the expansion of the project to 8,146 square feet. So, yes, I'm happy to tell them that, we'll reschedule it for the next meeting if they'd like to attend, since I didn't come this evening.
So, in this picture right here, and I know it's dated, so we got 3 shipping containers right there. On the other side of the building, there's 3 more. Technically, that's illegal, right?
That is correct. They're not allowed to have any outdoor storage on the property. And I do periodically get a complaint from a resident or two.
I know who it's coming from.
And we send code enforcement down, and it's this constant process and cycle of chasing them down.
Can a truck show up and drop it for a day and come back the next day and get it, or not?
Not, in my opinion,
Okay, I
to
understand.
what they can do based upon the litigation settlement. Now, that's an attorney question to what that is enclosed in that document. I don't know that Brooke's able to answer that this evening without being able to review it.
So if
But
they're,
if I park that trailer with the semi in front of it, I'm good.
Interesting question.
I mean, semis are not allowed to park overnight on the property. And the police department,
I think they've got signs.
yes, there's campers, they're not allowed to do that.
People come from out of town, they park in there.
Right. No RVs, no campers, no
Down there a little
semis.
bit, right? I mean,
Yeah, Walmart handles most of that on their own. They'll call a towing company if they won't leave, but most of the time we'll,
Walmart handles it.
Oh, really?
okay.
Okay,
So
so,
we'll table that until they come.
sure, I'll notify them.
On to the annual ethics program.
Yes. So the Ethics Board is working through the process of facilitating the requirements of the ethics policy that's been adopted. One of their requirements is that they hold annual training. This first year, even though last year we did the KLC's annual training, this first year, because the board members are new, they would like to have KLC do the training again. They're proposing that it be done in January, and then in subsequent years, they feel like they can do other things in terms of the training program, but this year, they would like KLC to do it. I reached out to the league. Their staff member, who is an attorney, Michael Simon, is willing to come in and do the training. There is a cost of that, and I believe it is $500. Sorry, I'm looking through the contract quickly to see if I can find that.
Yeah, 500.
Yes, thank you. So, so they're proposing to do that for us. It would be again in January, prior to or on the night of a regular meeting. And the process works, even though you have to allocate money for the ethics board to have a budget and expend and do these types of things, the statute still requires you to vote on the expenditure. So that's why the contract's here this evening. So I'm asking on behalf of the ethics board that you approve the contract for training in January of 2026. And it would be for elected officials, our board members, and our staff to attend. And you
You
would
need
just
me to make a motion?
You would need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign it, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposal for the certification under the Certified City of Ethics Program for the $500 training.
Do a second.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call?
If you elected officials have to attend.
Yes.
If we just do it during a regular meeting.
That's why I scheduled it on the regular.
Hey, you
meeting,
seconded.
so,
I'm taking it back.
If you miss the meeting, you will get a specialized training and have to watch a video.
I get a plaque.
I write your certificate.
You get a certificate of participation medal.
Right.
Yeah,
Participation certificate.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Mr. Wessel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes. All right, we're skipping, we tabled the ordinance on
Right.
the Arby's. So we've got a first reading for,
Waste collection, I guess.
Yes. So as you know, our contract with Rumpke ended, and we had to bid out services again, which we've done. You've accepted a contract, you've hired Rumpke as your new vendor. As part of that process, we have to establish waste collection fees, because it's a new contract, the pricing changes. This year, the price per home is $23 per month per residential, per month per residential individual or residential unit. So the cost of the contract for the next 2 years is $276. And this ordinance outlines that. We put the waste collection fee on the tax bill. This $276 would go as a separate line item on that, and it is a direct bill. It's just a pass-through. We're not making any money on it. We're passing on to the residents our exact cost for waste collection and recycling services.
I have a question.
Yes.
If Jason's sitting as the mayor right now, can he vote on this
Yes.
as a council person?
Yes.
Yes, he is still a council member.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. And you're actually not voting on it this evening, you're just having a first reading, but we do have a quorum to do business, so you would meet all the requirements of that.
and we did have, I know people have questioned it, we did also have this out to bid, and Rumpke was the only bidder that turned in a.
Two other companies declined, if I remember, yeah.
And one of the things why, Kathleen, in case you write on this story, we have been trying to share with the residents is that as part of this contract, they get a free recycling can, and they can choose either the red toter or the large green toter with wheels on it that's kind of easier to maneuver, has a lid. That is provided to them free. They can either use their original trash can, where they get from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever they get their cans, or they can rent a can for an additional fee, and I think it's $3 a month or something from.
$7 a year.
Is that, it's very inexpensive, and it's the nice brown container with wheels, but there is an extra charge for it. We do not facilitate it at City Hall. We only charge and pass through the cost of our contract on the tax bill. But the free recycling can, we're trying to share with residents and put it in our newsletter. If you write an article about that, it would be great to include it.
We did also,
It
Jill,
helps
verify
reduce
they are
litter.
not phasing out the
red
red
ones.
ones.
That
There
is
was some concern that that was occurring, and it is not.
Yes, initially, we were told that they were, and we verified that with another staff member up the chain, and they indicated no. Those red toters are still, or the red bins are still available.
From my house, we called them today because our cans are cracked, asking for new cans.
Yeah.
Did you know that the cans can sit out on the curb for 5 to 7 days?
I mean,
It's in their contract. empty. That's what they told us to do. We need to leave our can out there for 5 to 7 days until they replace it.
That is not in their contract.
According to the person
And-
my wife spoke to today, that is in the contract.
I think they have the community mixed up. I mean, I've been wrong. I hate to admit I'm wrong
I
sometimes.
just thought that was interesting.
I don't
that-
like that.
So when I get written
but
up, Chief
I
Caldwell.
wrote those specifications,
Garbage can police.
and I do not recall that. And we also have an ordinance that would prohibit that, so that would have stuck out to me, stuck out to me. I think that is absolutely made up, and,
I'm just telling you what they told my wife today, so
so
I'm not
yes.
getting in that fight.
I mean, I wouldn't, this is the problem. They want you to leave the can on the curb because they only send trucks out to pick those cans up every so often. Technically, you are not supposed to do that, and I will verify, but I feel confident
Okay.
that is misinformation. Brooke, you read that contract. Do you remember
I
anything
don't
in there?
recall. I can go back and look at it for you, Jason.
Yeah, you'll get
No,
back and
I-
look.
But that's on your dime.
No, I'm just gonna leave it out.
Yeah, we'll send you a citation.
Okay, perfect.
If you'll fix the citation within 7 days, then you're in the clear. So,
It'll only be 5.
there you go.
My neighbors said her can out to get replaced.
Yes,
It was after we used to
yeah. They do not come along like they should. And, you know, certainly I'm willing to call the representative and talk to him about that, try to get him picked up quicker. But I just feel like that is not a provision of their contract at all. I'm not saying it's not happening, but we're not,
Just thought it was kind of funny that
Restricting
this was in there, and I'm like, oh.
yeah. So this is just a first reading of the ordinance if anybody wants to make a motion to
read
do
it?
so. You want to read it? Please.
Yes, ma'am. Ordinance number 10-2025, an ordinance of the city of Fort Wright in Kenton County, Kentucky, amending section 51.09 of the Code of Ordinances to set the trash collection charge for the fiscal years 2026 and 2027.
I'll make a motion. We accept the first reading of 10-2025 for waste collection charges.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Abstain.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
That's why you were asking.
We're on the committee reports. Finance Committee, do you have anything?
Hang on a minute. Yeah, we discussed, and Jill will get with Brooke, we discussed some issues with non-collected taxes, and Jill will get with Brooke on that. We talked about something else, but as an aside, just some things, just some general finance issues. Even though the last employment report was real low, what it was not talked about on employment reports, which I think is a real positive, is that since the beginning of the year, 1,200,000 people were hired that are American citizens. About 1 million of non-American citizens and government employees were let go. So that's kind of shuffling the numbers around. Second thing is that tariffs are a big deal going around, but do you realize that 90% of the GDP in the United States is internally generated? There's nothing involved with the tariffs going on, so what's going on with the tariffs is just 10% of the GDP, so it's not as big of a deal as a lot of people are making it out to be. So just a couple of things, that's all.
Joe, your report, anything?
Yes, the only thing I'd like to mention is that it is time to calculate the new tax rates, and we have prepared the information that we received from the tax roll being certified by the PVA. And we've sent that information to the ad district to run the calculations. They are waiting for information to be provided from the Department of Revenue, and that is pertaining to Public Service Commission properties. As soon as that information is delivered, they'll plug that into the tax rate computation, and then we'll get those numbers back. So we're probably still a week out. As soon as I get them and the property valuations, I'll be providing that to you to review. And I've already talked to Ben, who will run all of the tax charts you're used to. Seeing Nyoka has some information she'll calculate for us too. So that information will be coming at a future council meeting in the very near future. And I think that is all I have. Other than, I'm sorry, one more thing. We have, for cybersecurity purposes, been attempting to decommission servers that we have as part of our network. We have finally gotten the last piece of software off of that server, and we'll be decommissioning that. So that remains a work in progress, but we've made great strides to take those steps and resolve those issues. Happy to answer any questions you might have about ongoing projects or day-to-day activities.
Department reports, administration? I guess that's you.
Yes. The only thing I would like to say is Carrie has completed her training, her first-year training of the 3-year process to be a certified municipal Kentucky City Clerk, so congratulations on that. You were extremely missed while you were out of the office. Very, very glad to be back up to full staff in the administration department. So that's a great process. Nyoka has completed that process already, so once Carrie completes the certification process, there's another step to the master certification project. But great job on having the first year done. And Carrie, do you have anything administration-wise you'd like to add?
Nice.
Congratulations.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? Nyoka, how about the finance?
Well, because Carrie was in training and I was on double duty, so I've been very busy between my stuff and
Anything I
some
can
of her
assign her?
stuff. I just had my first year anniversaries, well, we're a week apart. And other than that, I was just transitioning before, with the end of year, beginning of the year, and nothing really, I don't know, that's pretty much all I got. I've been just very busy.
Yeah, the month of July, as Nyoka found out, is just a lot of budget implementation as we transition from one fiscal year to the next. So she's done a great job, but it does require a lot of work and a lot of hands-on payroll and updates and things like that, so.
It's nice to have a full year of everything now under my belt, so I kind of know what to expect from here on out.
Congratulations on your 1-year service also.
Thanks.
Police department.
I guess really the only thing I wanted to talk about was an upcoming event we partnered with Northern Kentucky Bargain Outlet. This coming Saturday, on August 9th at 9 a.m., we're going to do a Cram the Cruiser event in partnership with Fort Wright Elementary. So we encourage folks to come out there and see if we can fill that cruiser up with school supplies and things for the kids so they can go back to school here in a couple of weeks and be prepared. Other than that, we had a couple of issues with traffic complaints on Old Madison, people speeding to and from the new apartments. We've made a handful of traffic stops. They're not as bad as I guess the complaints are saying they are, but there are some people speeding, and we're keeping an eye on that. We had the speed trailer down there for a while. Don't think I sent that in, but I can get the data from that sent to you all, but I don't have anything else.
That Cram the Cruiser thing, do the teachers ever ask for stuff? Or is it just student kind of?
We brought it to them.
Okay.
They'd never asked us to do it. We just thought it'd be something nice to
Yeah.
do. And they've supplied us with a list of things. And
Okay.
so Bargain Outlet has a list down there to hand out to people. And
Perfect.
Just St. Agnes, no need for them, no,
we've offered.
no.
So you used to do this at Walmart, right?
We did, yeah. we did it at Walmart, and Walmart really never had anything to do with it. We would just say, hey, can we park a cruiser there? Because we would catch people shopping. And the owners down at Bargain Outlet, they want to be a part of it. They'll do a little bit of a donation as well. So we're going to use their facility for it, their parking lot this year.
Chief, I'm sorry. Speaking of the start of the new school year, I had a resident who reached out to me, and I also spoke to Councilmember Ablin. The traffic that is anticipated to cross Warner as it comes through and cuts through as school starts, he has requested if we could put the speed trailer up there again, kind of that first week of school, to see what the traffic counts are in comparison to what they were previously. There is some concern and a complaint from some of the residents down there that the volume of traffic will be increasing. So I thought it would be nice if we could compare traffic count data from this year when the change is in place to when we last did it. I don't remember when we last did that. Do you
We did it
recall?
during the school year.
But it was before the traffic pattern
It was,
changed.
yes. I'd make a recommendation to put it on Laura, because not only can they come in on Warner, they can come in on Kentucky and Olivia as well.
Okay.
But Laura is the one that connects all of them.
Perfect.
So I would say put it there so you're catching everybody.
That would be
It
great.
just seems like it would be pointless to try to cut through there because it's so hard to get out of Lorup on the other end.
No, it's two lights.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, it would seem like a lot of effort to do that cut through. I'm trying to dissuade people. It seems like a lot of effort to go through a residential neighborhood when just waiting now, when now this is quicker because we don't have people coming all the way up and cutting.
And I'm hoping that's exactly what it will show.
That's a little better uphill,
I think
yes.
so too.
Yeah, I think so
My
too.
neighbor used to be, she still is, a school bus driver, and she fills in when people are sick or whatever. Anyway, she had gone around with the school bus drivers and has a suggestion for an improvement. She likes what's going on, but she says there's one place that's hard to turn out and stuff, and if the turn lane could maybe start down further than where it is now, would help the bus people a lot. So she's going to write something to the city on that, so we have something to refer to.
Okay, great, I'll look for that.
Okay.
Does anybody object if we do the traffic counts on Laura and the speed trailer? Is that okay? Okay. You don't mind if you could get that out before the school starts, that would be great. I'm sorry, I meant to talk to you about that earlier.
No problem.
Fire department.
Really just the little update on the ambulance. Myself and Lieutenant Ray Embry have been going through our specifications for our previous 2020 ambulance, kind of line by line, to get a set of specs to get out to the vendors to bid on the new one. And we're going to be meeting with another vendor the next couple of weeks. That's about it on that. And then the monitor defibs, I'll probably have those ordered by the end of the month. I've got a couple questions I'm waiting to get answers on from the sales individual. She did call me, I think, yesterday, and I did not have a chance to speak with her, but so those will be in progress and hopefully getting those on the trucks pretty soon. I don't think there's a big lag like there was for a while on those monitor defibrillators, so it'll be get them in, get them trained, and get them on the equipment. That's really all that I have.
Public Works, you haven't done anything, have you? Grass hasn't been growing.
No, not at all. Regular's going to be coming back to general tomorrow. They've been doing a little bit of bouncing. With the wet entire year we've had, they've been trying to catch up on different projects. They came in a couple weeks ago and got some curb replaced, some sidewalk replaced. They're coming back tomorrow to do some work on that. And they're planning on being in there Saturday morning to do some restoration around some of the sidewalks that they replaced. So I'm hoping we can get them here and keep them here and get that going so that as soon as the concrete gets done, the sooner we can start milling and paving. They did get George Huser done. We wanted them to get the curb work on that done before school started. So that is done. You'll see the cones out there. They'll be there until the milling and paving is done. But that was good to have that done. Water District is just wrapped up on Pickett. General was done earlier this summer. Pickett, they just finished up with their water main replacement. I spoke to the inspector today about a couple things I'd like them to address, so they might be floating around a little bit, but they're pretty much out of there. So fingers crossed we can get good weather and concrete poured and get this thing rolling. I'm hoping that we're milling and paving no later than late September, if not early October, but I'm hoping we can do it before middle of October. But fingers crossed, weather's got to cooperate. So, but that's all I have.
I know the patches your crew did on Mount Vernon, they did a great job because there was a lot
Yeah,
there.
we'll probably be back, honestly. The amount of water that we found under there, it's real wet under there. Yeah,
But
good for now, right?
100 times better than what it
Yeah,
was.
once we get to Mount Vernon on our street program and get some under drains under there, that's going to help resolve a lot of that. But there's nothing there right now, so it's just, water's just sitting under there.
Jeff, you can seal on any streets this fall?
Oh, yeah. Actually, thank you, Jay. The bid for this upcoming year has gone out. We're opening that bid next Thursday, or those bids next Thursday, so we'll see how that comes out. The last project is obviously finished, bills paid, all that good stuff. So, and Wriggler did that. They did a spectacular job, in my opinion. They did a really good job on that. Yeah. And we got a lot done. I was talking to Marty a week or so ago on the phone, and we both feel very good about where we are with our crack sealing. All of our streets are in really good shape as far as crack sealing goes. So,
Does that crack sealing program affect that 5-year plan? The 5-year road plan?
5-year road? No, ma'am, it won't. It will help.
that's what I'm
The more
wondering.
crack sealing we do, the slower the streets deteriorate because you keep the water from getting down into the road.
When does that get reviewed again? I know it's every 2 years or whatever.
We are in the process right now.
You're doing it now?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Legal? Yes, sir. All right, we have a few special announcements. Hawksworth will be here for a blood drive on Friday, September 5th. Not sure what year that is, but from 2 to 4. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw it. The year 20,245.
Yeah, so they'll be here eventually. So, please sign up at hawksworth.org/groups/Fort Wright, or call the number.
Get an Ellie De La Cruz shirt. I like that.
And then just again, Saturday, August 9th, 9 a.m., Bargain Outlet is the Cram the Cruiser school supply drive. I know that all the schools, I've got a couple daughters that are teachers, and they're grateful for anything they get, so any help is greatly appreciated.
If I could just make a correction, I inaccurately said the Walmart hearing was in September. It's actually tomorrow evening at PDS, so they'll have that project potentially approved by the end of this month, not next month.
And council comments, Margie?
Yeah, excuse me, thank you to our group of volunteers who are continuing to pick up trash on local streets. We are at 81 bags collected so far this year, just on some certain residential areas. I think Henry Clay is our big one. 25 bags picked up off Henry Clay, 25 bags picked up around Park and George Huser, 20 bags off Mount Vernon. Thank you, Donna. So thank you to that. And then Jeff and I are going to be planning, we're going to do a fall cleanup again this fall, probably in September, October timeframe. We're working through some dates right now. So another, just a Saturday morning cleanup before winter so we can get some stuff kind of picked up. That just makes everything run so much smoother through the winter. So that's it for me.
Jay?
I'm
good.
Scott?
I'm good, thank you.
Bernie?
Jill, there was a, and I don't know, Jeff, there was a letter in our packet from SD1. They canceled the stormwater project
correct,
on
the
Edna
Edna
Lane, which
project.
is really disappointing. Do we know how many property owners that just wouldn't,
My understanding, there were 2 property owners who refused to sign the easements allowing SD1 to go through their property to complete that project. And, you know, they had requested permission to go down the street, and we had indicated we would potentially grant that. They needed to come to a council meeting, provide that detail, those construction details to us, and they had indicated they'd run the numbers, and it was cost prohibitive to do that.
yeah. It's a shame. I mean, 2 property owners kind of held up the flood control for the whole entire neighborhood. It's very disappointing that they couldn't get that worked out. I mean,
And they did indicate in their correspondence that the residents who were flooded would continue to
get flooded.
get flooded.
That's a real shame, and I guess there's no other alternative for the city that we could help and facilitate those 2 property owners. Do we know what their concerns were? I mean,
One property owner, I do not know what the concern was. The other one did not believe that the way the project was constructed would do the job and prevent the flooding from occurring. And my understanding is they opted, because they didn't think the project was designed correctly, to sign the easement.
were they a design engineer or something, or
I think they had some construction background, yes.
they did? Well, I mean, I would think that there'd been some solution in saying no and allowing other residents getting flooded out, but I guess not. That's very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean,
Really.
SC1 had indicated to me that they had reached out to them and tried to meet with them multiple times, and that they could not come to an agreement.
That's really a shame.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess finally, to our 2 chiefs over there, condolences again for the loss of your family members, so, again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's all I had.
I was told we don't need an executive session, so
That's correct.
motion to adjourn? I know I usually do that, so I don't think I should.
You can still make it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Well done, Jason.
Good job, Jason.
Yeah. You'll all pay for this.